Hello, beautiful people, and welcome back. Are you ready for some magic? Because I know I am. And it's about to get real magical right here in a minute. We're going to talk about the heart, which is where all the magic really resides. See, you are the magic, you create it. But how do we create? How do we become creators? I'm going to tell you all about it. Amongst many things. We're talking about the heart today. Everything that has to do with the heart and love and finding your purpose in life. Here we go. It's one thing to have knowledge, but wisdom comes with understanding. So you can have all this information, but it's useless until you can figure out what it truly means and how to actually apply it into your own life. So when I say follow your heart, a lot of people are wondering, like, what does that really mean though? And shouldn't we follow our gut? That's what I've been hearing lately, but no. Science actually proves that the heart sends signals to the brain and then to the body or the gut. But the heart can actually predict the future. It knows much more than we know, than our egos know, because our egos can only translate so much of the ethereal world. It's too complex to really explain in words. And that's why words don't ever do it justice. And you can have all these words and they sound nice. Follow your heart, be love, be free, like all these things. But how do we actually do that? And I hope I can explain this in a way that really helps you expand in your life, expand that love in your heart to attract all the things that you truly desire in your heart. Because forget about your ego, forget about what you think you want. Because often what you think you want is not what you truly want. What you truly want is to find your purpose. What's your role in life? And if you don't already know, you should know that you do already know. Deep down, you already know. You've felt it. You've known it. You probably thought, oh, I should be doing this. And that's it. Yeah, you should be doing that. That's your intuition telling you, why aren't you doing what you know you should be doing? Like I knew I should have been writing. I waited until I was 24 to actually start writing. And now I actually have meaningful things to write about. And it helps me clarify everything as well. So if that's something that can help you, write it down. Write down things that no longer serve you anymore and cast away those thoughts that are disassociated with love and the heart. Fear. If you're living in thoughts of fear, you're disconnected from the heart. If you're living in survival mode all the time, how am I going to get my next meal? How am I going to pay my rent, my car payment? Like, how am I going to do all these things? First of all, you're not in the moment. You're not enjoying life. You're not alive. You're not living because you're not present. You're in the future. You're getting anxiety because you're worried about how am I going to do all these things when deep down you also know that everything always works out in the end anyway. So why do we stress out so much? Well, it is a normal thing. Worry, it's okay to worry. It's a normal emotion to worry, but stress is the extent of that. Stress is the imbalance. So we don't want to stress, but it's okay to worry. Like you lost your kid at the subway station and you're running around worried about where's your kid. Like that's a good time to worry, but remember, never panic because that causes stress. That will cloud your judgment. That will make things even more difficult for you, and that applies to everything. And that's one thing I'm really having to shed lately is just pointless stress. I'm going to do the best that I can every single day. But if I'm worried about not doing my best, then I'm going to manifest that. I got to manifest what I want. And when I say manifest, you don't actually magically manifest it. The magic comes with patience, persistence, and faith. Don't give up on your dreams, but keep pursuing them. Have patience. It takes time. It takes time to grow. It takes time to heal. There's so many lessons out there that we need to learn, but the only way to learn them truly and truly understand them is to go into the heart. How do we do that? Sit with yourself. Contemplate what it is you truly want, or even ask yourself, what is the world, what is the universe, what do your higher selves want for you? What was your purpose for coming here? And you'll find it in your heart, nowhere else, because the mind will lie to you. The ego will lie to you, because the ego is full of programming and lies that we have been fed and that we fed ourselves and reinforced. We reinforce this belief system that magic is not real, for example, and that we are useless and powerless to the authorities in this world and other powers in this world. But the truth is, we've never been more powerful, and we now are taking our power back by realizing who we truly are and remembering that we are divine beings in a physical form. We have physically manifested divinity, but also when we did that, we created a duality, because in the physical there's good and bad. So we always have free will and choice. I also want to talk about how kismet or fate works. There are a lot of things that are fated, and when people say, oh, I feel destined to do this, I know I have a great purpose, and believe me, you do. And if you're hearing this right now, then you definitely have a great purpose, and it's just bubbling inside you waiting to come out, but you can't put your whole life aside for that. You are on this journey, so enjoy the journey. The destination will come, and when you get there, you will look back and wish you had enjoyed the journey. If you didn't, you'll be like, why didn't I just enjoy it more? All I did was stress out and worry, and everything worked out anyways. And it always does. You know it does. So just have faith. Keep pushing. Keep following your heart by trusting your intuition. That first voice that comes into your head and says, you got to do this. And then if you try to deny it, that's your ego. That's your ego saying, no, that can't be right. Why would you do that? It just sounds so irrational. Well, a lot of the times the heart is irrational, but the heart knows more than we know, because the heart is our higher self. It is our true essence. It is something we have to tap into our power and take our power back. Together, we can build a brighter, better world, but we have to take our power back as individuals and realize that we have a great purpose. Your purpose is to find your purpose. Sometimes just the journey is the whole reason you're here. You're here to live. What does that mean? You're here to live, be alive, breathe, run, dance, sing, jump, do the things that you love to do. That's what life's about. We're not meant to work all the time. We're not meant to be stuck in the future or stuck in the past. If you're stuck in the future, you're full of anxiety, worried about things. How's it going to go? How's this going to go? What do they think about me? Let it all go. You're in the past. You're worried about all the mistakes you made. It's not good to dwell on them. You need to learn from the mistakes and apply those lessons to your present moment now in your life. How can you actually use the shitty things that happen to you to better your life right now? And if you put yourself into a vibration of happiness, just choosing to be happy, you are putting your body into a future vibration of being happy, because the body doesn't actually know time. The body is the subconscious mind. It doesn't tell time, it just does what it does when it needs to do it. It operates all on its own. It even heals itself if we allow it to. If it's allowed time and space to heal, the body will heal itself. And we don't have to sit there and think, heal, 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 come on, heal, heal. No, it just does it. So the same way, the body doesn't know if you're in the past, present, or future, but if you're putting your mind there, you're putting your body there as well. So if you're literally living in the past or you're living in the future. How do you want your future to look? Live like that right now. Do the things you would do if you were completely healed, physically, emotionally, everything. What do you want to do? Imagine yourself actually doing it and planning it out. Make it a reality. Say that you're going to do it. And a lot of people say, don't just talk about it, be about it, right? And yes, absolutely. I think both. Talk about it, say you're gonna do it, and then go and fucking do it. You are affirming that you want something. You are making it a reality by doing that. Just your thought alone has power. Your words are your spells. This is why we have spelling. So be careful with the words that you use, because they are more powerful than your thoughts. They are your affirmations. But back to the heart, which is where we always need to come back to and actually stay there, but expand from the heart. Don't ever leave the heart. Always operate from your center, because that's how the universe operates, from its center. And we have many centers rotating around centers of centers of centers. And you think about your chakras that way. And like they even rotate like this, like through your body, like in many different ways, like everything is interconnected. So in that way, we actually can tap into our heart and soul and do anything. Anything is possible. You can tap into the Akashic records, or what I'm going to call now the Library of Akash, and you can learn anything you want. You can look into the past, future, past lives. You can see who you were, who you're going to be, but also remember that the future is not set, because there is no future. There is only here and now, and what you are creating right now with your thoughts, emotions, words, and behavior, and everything that you're doing is creating your reality. The stuff that you listen to, the music, the lyrics, the TV you watch, is it violent? Is there a lot of curse words? Because those words, depending on how they're used, it's okay. You're clearing your throat chakra. You're expressing yourself. But if you're constantly cursing yourself or cursing, you're literally cursing yourself. So we have to stop using words that are double negatives as well. So saying like, I don't want to be late. Well, late is a negative word, and don't is a negative word. That's a double negative. So instead saying, I'm going to be on time. Always use the positive version, because your mind and your body doesn't know the difference between double negatives and positives. A double negative is a double negative to your body and soul. a double positive is a double positive. It's just how it works. It is what it is. Literally. So, your soul lives in your heart. That's why you follow your heart. You're following your soul. You're following your higher selves. We have many dimensions in which we live, and our higher selves have a higher purpose for us. And this is what I almost forgot to say. The reason I was talking about fate and kismet is because we have free will here in this physical realm. We can literally change anything at any moment in which we decide to do. If we want to gear our lives towards another direction, all we have to do is think differently, change our mindset. But we have a higher purpose, a higher reason that we're here, a greater purpose. And that's our higher selves. They can influence that. They chose that. You chose that before you came here. You chose why you came here. Everything about every single moment in your life, you chose that. Whether it was here now in the physical or your higher self. So it's free will in essence. But if you look at it in this perspective, there is a sort of fate, because there is as a whole, we're just a bunch of different sparks of God or source. Everything is God. We are all creating different realities. We're co-creating, but there's also one major reality that is meant to be, and that no matter what will be, because that is the higher purpose of our higher selves and God mind, whatever you want to call it. Source has a purpose, it has a fate, and that's for us to evolve. We're all on a learning journey, and coming to Earth is the greatest learning experience. It's one of the greatest places to learn because it is so chaotic right now. And trust me, you were happy to come here before. You were like, yes, I am ready to go through the fire and burn and come out a shiny red ruby. Like, you are the diamond in the rough, and you have to go through that fire in order to be you, in order to shine bright, to be the true essence of who you truly are. But you already know that. You just have to remember. So sit with yourself in the silence and learn to love it. Breathe, because that oxygen is what brings you to life as well. And with every deep breath, in order to take a deep breath, you have to feel gratitude. You have to just, and as soon as you feel gratitude, anyways, you're going to take a deep breath. It's just automatic. And I'm grateful for everything, the good and the bad, because it reminded me of who I truly am. Mostly the good. A lot of people wake up because of bad experiences, death of close friends or family. That's a major reason people wake up. And when I say wake up, I mean to their spirituality, to their true essence, their heart, and how everything is energy and energy never dies, truly. It's because we go on this journey of self-discovery and but more than that, understanding a higher purpose. Like, what is life? What's the meaning of life? Why do we only exist for so long and then fade away? Why is everything impermanent in this realm? And it's not really, because everything just changes. Nothing actually dies. Even the things that wither and turn to dust, they float away, they return to the earth, and then the earth creates something new with it. A body, a plant, an organism, many organisms. Like, everything is ever existing. That's why the universe is constantly expanding, because there is no such thing as death. It's only a new journey. So, once you tap into your heart, you're going to realize this all on your own. It's not something I read out of a book. It's all these life lessons that you hear that you could probably end up thinking like, oh man, these are just so cliche and like corny. But the truth is, the corniest clichéist cliches are actually pretty true. Kindness is not a weakness. People think that, oh, if you're following your heart, you're just doing it like you're just being kind or overly kind. That's not what it means at all. Following your heart is just listening to your intuition, and instead of thinking about what you're going to do, feel it. It's feeling versus thinking. That's the duality there. You have to choose to feel. Turn your mind off. Stop listening with your ears and listen with your heart. But if you are kind and too kind and it ends up getting you killed, like, that's part of the journey. Like, I'm not saying that's going to happen, but somebody was telling me that if you follow your heart, you could end up dead. And they're what they were trying to say is, if you're if you put yourself like in a heroic position, like in a situation that like is most likely you're gonna end up dead, like you don't stop people from robbing a bank. That's not following your heart. That's just stupid. No. If you listen to your heart will actually save you, because the heart has the truth. You listen to it, follow it, because it will lead you out of a dark situation. It will Your heart will even tell you before anything happens. If you know, you'll be like, you'll get this feeling like, oh, something doesn't feel right, like I shouldn't be here. I should leave. I should go. That's your intuition, that's your heart, your higher self telling you, for your own protection, to save your own life, maybe, like, go or don't go. Sometimes the universe stalls you, and that's your guide, your angels, like protecting you. But your angels and your guides and your ancestors, they can't protect you if you don't follow your heart. And it's really complex, but it's also pretty simple. I hope I'm making perfect sense. So, if I hadn't followed my heart so many times in my life, all my life, really, I would be in a dead end job, dead end career, broker than I am now, unhappier than I am now. Actually, I've never been happier in my life. But yeah, I'm so glad I made all the decisions I made, which were a lot of non decisions. I decided to not do a lot of things because it didn't feel right. It didn't feel right. I knew I wasn't supposed to go to college. I knew I wasn't supposed to study anything really major or try to pursue a career that way. I actually knew deep down I'd probably become some kind of entrepreneur in a way. I think deep down I knew that, or a writer. I just wasn't fully aware of that in my conscious mind, my ego mind, of who I think I am, and who I there's who you think you are and who you know you are, and that's your ego and your heart. But be kind. But obviously, take care of yourself first. Always follow that path of divinity, what feels right. Just do the right thing always. If I hadn't listened to my heart so many times, I would be dead right now. Definitely. I would have wound up like staying in a gang and probably getting into more trouble, ending up in jail, ending up killed. And yeah, a lot of things could have happened if I hadn't followed my heart. I would not be here right now today, as powerful as I am, standing true in my spirit. And that's what I want for you. I truly want you to stand strong in your spirit, not your ego. So first, go find out who that really is, and come back to me. I love you all. Cheers.